Hey guys, Dan here, and today I'm going to be showing you a couple of tips and tricks for using the software Dropbox, including how to set up an account, how to set up shared folders, and most importantly, how to set it up so that content shared with you is automatically downloaded to your computer. So to begin, let's go ahead and create a Dropbox account. So open up a web browser, anyone will do, and go to Dropbox.com. Alright, so now that we're at the Dropbox homepage, go ahead and click on the Login button in the upper right hand corner, and then click Create an Account. So we'll enter a name, and an email, and a password. And click the checkbox and hit Create Account. Now you should automatically be prompted to download Dropbox, so go ahead and hit Keep. Some web browsers will ask you where you want to save it. Save it to your desktop, that'll be fine. And then let it download. So I'll be back once it's finished downloading. Alright, so we've got Dropbox downloaded, so let's go ahead and run the installer. Hit the install button. This is really one of the simplest installers I've ever seen. So it just takes a little bit here. And that's normal. Your taskbar goes away. And then it'll come back. And then you are prompted to log in. So let's click I already have a Dropbox account. And enter in your credentials. So and don't forget to name the computer. It doesn't really matter what it's named, just helps you keep track if you have Dropbox installed on multiple systems. But for now, we'll just put in what's there. And let's set 2 gigabytes right now, because that's the free option. You can get more space, and I'll talk about that later, but you can get more space for free if you would like. And if you want to monkey around with things, go ahead and hit Advanced. That's what I like to do. But if you just want it set up and working, hit Typical. So I'm going to hit Advanced, and then click Next. And I want to choose where I'm going to put it. So we're going to do this, and put it in a folder named Dropbox. That's not what I want. So I guess we'll just do that. Yes. Okay. Hit Next. And for now, let's sync all of the folders. If there were only certain ones you wanted to sync, then you could hit this, and then it'll let you select, but right now I just want to sync everything. Hit Next again. And this is just a little tour, so we can skip that. Make sure that box is checked, and hit Finish. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice is there are 2 items in this folder, but the icons look a little strange. Let's look at those a little more closely. So you'll notice that as I've been talking, yeah, there we go, 7 files were added. Dropbox took everything that was on our online account and downloaded it straight to our computer. So we have our picture here, which is now stored locally. We have the public folder, the little document that's in there, yay. We also have the photos directory and the little sample pictures it gives us, yay. So that is completely set up. So now that we have Dropbox installed, let's upload some files to our account. Now there are 2 ways that we can do this. We can either do it using the application we just downloaded, or we can upload it directly to the website using the web interface. I'll go over both, but let's use the application first. So let's navigate to where we want to upload. Let's go here. Pick a pretty picture. I like this one. So let's say we want to share this with another person that we know. So first we're going to copy it and paste it into our Dropbox folder. Now you notice there's a little icon here in the corner, and that means that Dropbox is syncing the file with your online account. So it's uploading it to the internet. These pictures here have green check marks because they've already been synced. You'll also notice down here in the lower right hand corner there's a little blue box with that blue sync icon next to it, and if you mouse over it, it will tell you the speed at which it's uploading and how long it predicts until a file is uploaded. So it'll take a little bit. In fact, let's use this time to show you how to upload using the web interface. Alright, so I'm at the Dropbox homepage, and how I got here was I went to Dropbox.com and then logged in using the credentials that we created earlier, and then it should dump you on this page. And what this is it's a listing of all your files that you have uploaded. There's not a lot of stuff here right now, just the public folder, which we'll get into later, and a couple of things that they've already thrown in there for us. So there are a couple important things to notice about this page. First of which is right here, tells you how much of your free space that you've used. So since we hardly have anything uploaded, we've still got 99% of our, well, 99.9% of our 2 gigabytes of free space. You can get more free space by inviting friends to Dropbox, and I will show you how to do that a little bit later. But let's go ahead and upload a file using this web interface. It's pretty simple. There's this upload button right here, and hit choose files, and let's say this picture here tickles our fancy. Now we'll go over here, and this is a listing of all the files that we're going to upload. So I could go back, say I also wanted to upload this file. See, it's listed both of them. Well, let's say I change my mind and I don't really want to upload this file. I can just click the X in the corner. I don't want to upload that one either. But you can control click to select multiple files and have them all appear here. So I only want to upload this file. Let's start the upload. And this is pretty similar. Same icon there. Shows you the percentage and how far we have to go. So now you'll notice that our picture's there, and it's also synced over here. So let's click on this, and that opens up our Dropbox folder, and you'll notice we have the picture we uploaded via the web interface and the picture we uploaded earlier. Both of them have the green check mark, which means they're synced. So that pretty much covers the uploading of files. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the application. Okay, so right off the bat, Dropbox throws its folder in your little favorites list over here. So it's always pretty easy to get at the folder where things are at. But let's say you don't like where it's at and you want to change where Dropbox syncs. So we go down here to our little Dropbox icon, right click and hit Preferences. So there's a bunch of different preferences here. This is whether you get the little pop-up messages when it syncs files. This is whether Dropbox starts with Windows. If you have a particularly slow computer, I would not recommend doing this because Dropbox will eat up system resources. But if Dropbox isn't running in the background, it's not going to sync your files until Dropbox is started. Now, anything that's already in the folder will still be there. It's just that it won't do any new syncing until it's turned on. Enable LAN sync isn't something that we really care about. This is your account. You can unlink the computer if you want to get another account linked on there. You can limit the download or upload rate if you'd like. If you have a proxy server, you probably know what that is. If you don't know what that is, you probably don't need to worry about it. But this is where you can configure a proxy to connect to the internet. It's set on auto detect, but if you don't have one, it's good to just set no proxy. That way it doesn't check for a proxy every time it starts up. And then the thing we really care about, the advanced tab. Here we can change where the folder is. It will always be named Dropbox. That's just how it is. But you can put it wherever you want. If we wanted to only sync certain things, change that there. There's an advanced view, which is, it shows the subfolders. So we could say, well, we want to sync everything in the photos folder except for the sample album folder. Then you can do that. It's pretty robust, and it's pretty easy to use too. But I don't want to do any of that. And you can also pick a language here, because yeah, okay, I don't really want to change language. So that's the Dropbox application preferences. Let's talk a little bit about sharing, shall we? So probably the whole reason you have Dropbox installed is to share files easily with other people. Now there are 3 different types of sharing that you're going to want to do on Dropbox. There's sharing with yourself, which is stuff that you want to be able to access from a different computer or really any device, but you don't want other people to be able to see it. There's also sharing with specific people. So I only want my best friend Bob to view the picture that I sent him, but I don't want anybody to be able to access it. And then the third is I want to be able to host something for anybody to download without having an account. And we'll go over sharing for all 3. The first type, sharing with yourself, is what Dropbox is configured to do by default. So all these files that we've uploaded, right now, nobody else can see them. Even if they had the link to the file, they wouldn't be able to see them unless they were logged into your account, in which case you're pretty much hosed anyway. So sharing things with yourself, super easy. All you have to do is log in to the Dropbox website from a mobile device or another computer, and then you can click on any of these and download them at your leisure. The other thing you can do, say, one way to download files is to click the check mark next to them, hit the More menu here, hit Download Items. It will create a little zip file with everything that you selected in it, and it will automatically have you start downloading it. You also noticed probably that we have some options here. We can rename it, we can copy it to a different folder, we can move the file, although you can also just click and drag if you want to do that. So the second type of sharing is restrictive sharing. It's when I want to share something with a specific person. So the best way to do this is to share a folder full of stuff. And to do that, we need to create a new folder. So we hit the new folder button up here, give it a name. Yay, stuff and things. It's right there at alphabetically sorts. And let's say I want the picture of the Western Star in there. So we'll go ahead and click and drag it in, move one file, moved item successfully, and it also moved it on our computer as well. So let's click inside the folder, and now you'll notice we have this invite to folder option. So let's click on that. And we're going to put in the email address of the person who we want to share this with. So we type in that, and then you can type in a message if you want. And then we hit share folder. And if they have a Dropbox account using that email address, as soon as they accept, the image will, or the contents of that folder will automatically be synced with them. If they don't have a Dropbox account, they'll be prompted to get one. Now that's not the same as sending them an invite, which we'll get into in just a second, I promise. Now the third and final type of sharing that you'll want to do is sharing with everybody. So let's go back to our root folder, and you'll notice we have this public folder here. Now everything in the public folder is viewable by anyone with the link, even if they're not logged in. So if you wanted to host something for someone to download without having to jump through the crap that you have to go through on most file hosting sites, where you have to enter the code and you have to wait for 30 seconds and you have to stand on your head and do all these fun things, Dropbox doesn't force people to go through that. So it's really a great way to host downloads. So how do we do this? So all we do is drag this into the public folder, file we wanted to move, and now we go here, let's hit copy public link. So this link right here is what you're going to want to share with other people. Now it's kind of a long, grody link, so they're nice. They give you the option to shorten it to something which is much smaller. Now you cannot customize the link to say what you want it to say, but nevertheless it is a much smaller link which is much easier to share. So let's copy it. Oh, there's copy to clipboard button right there. Yay. And let's try it out. So we're going to open a new tab, paste it, and lo and behold, it is the PDF that we thought it was. Super duper. And if you want to download it, you can just right click save as. If it was a zip file or something that web browsers normally can't open, it would automatically start downloading to the computer. So that's how public links work. Alright, so you've been using Dropbox for a while and you're liking it, you have a lot of stuff on there, and suddenly you realize that you're out of space. But you don't want to pay $9.99 a month for more space. Well, all hope is not lost, because there is a way to get more space. You can invite your friends to use Dropbox, and if they sign up using your link, you get 500 megabytes of free space. So let's see if we can do that. So if we go down here and click on get extra free space, yay. So you can invite your contacts and just spam people, which, well, I guess if you're that type of person, kudos to you. You can also manually type in a list of addresses separated by a comma. And you can also, if you want to be super hip, do the social networking thing, you can make a post and have the link there and tweet it, share it on Facebook, or you can just, if you're in an IM conversation with a friend or whatnot, you can just copy this link here, and it will, once they click on that link and sign up, it's not just clicking on the link, it's clicking on the link and then signing up. And before you go out and try to sign yourself up again so that you get extra space, you have to have you can only have one Dropbox account per email account. So don't try making 20 accounts for yourself so that you get that 8 gigabytes. That's not the way to do it. Okay? Let's not abuse the system here. Yeah. So that pretty much covers the basics of using Dropbox. I will be posting a more advanced tutorial on how to sync files that are not in the Dropbox folder automatically in the near future. So if that's something that interests you, definitely stay tuned. But for now, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.